Hello all, this is Cameron. I am just recording this video after seeing Dr. Sean Baker's video asking for some additional voice recordings just for people to share their story. And so I guess without further ado, I will provide my story. So I have been carnivore for, I would say, a little under a year. I'm coming up towards my 1-year anniversary in a few weeks. But I am now almost 100% carnivore, with the exception of I have some coffee or some cold brew coffee in the morning. But other than that, I am primarily just eating beef now. The only beef that can cause some issues for my digestion is just ground beef, but pretty much any other type of beef is what I eat because that is what I feel best on. To back up on my story, I have been trying to essentially find a diet that will work for me for, I would say, a number of years, at least going back to when I was 18 years old, so a little less than a decade ago. And I had tried pretty much every diet you could probably find. The reason I was trying so hard was because my health had been, well, for more or less declining or just not improving, and I'd been doing everything I could to try to improve my just general health. And when I was declining, I would say my stomach had always been having issues, more of an irritable bowel syndrome type issues, and I'd been doing everything I could. I tried all the variations of kind of the omnivorous diet, for lack of a better term, whether it was focusing on a lot of different types of health foods, whether that was potatoes, sweet potatoes, kale, spinach, berries, spices with turmeric and peppers and all those kinds of things, or coconut oil, or chances are if you name a particular type of health food or health supplement, whether it was vitamin or plant extract or anything, I have probably bought it, tried it, and it failed me. And that includes, like I said, all the vitamin supplements, the fish oils and salmon oils and all those other things, as well as even probiotics and all those kinds of things. In fact, probiotics just made my stomach feel worse. And even like digestive enzymes, none of those things ever helped. And I was always trying to be healthy because I couldn't understand why everyone around me seemed so, carefree. And here I was trying to be so healthy, and my health just got worse no matter what I did. And for almost 2 years, when I started getting into the work world after I finished my graduate degree, my sleep became so terrible that I couldn't sleep more than 5 hours a night. And for a year or 2 years, that becomes an extreme problem where everything just starts breaking down, and you can't exercise near to the same degree, and you just feel like you can't function that well at work. And I'm fortunate in that I was able to kind of push through that period, but looking back, that was one of the harder points. And I was having issues with my joints. I couldn't, no matter what I did for so many years, I could not seem to get stronger, no matter what training method or training tactics or machines or exercises people pushed. Regardless of their methodology, I wasn't seeing improvement, and I was getting close to giving up because, like I'd mentioned, my sleep was terrible. My stomach always felt bloated and just hurting and just awful all the time. And I knew that things were just getting worse, and I had had sort of anxiety and depression for a while. And that's when I came across Dr. Sean Baker's YouTube videos as I was just trying to find any solution. I went through so many of his videos. I started watching his Human Performance Outliers podcast, and everything he said just either logically made sense, or when I tried to do the research myself, found that he was correct. And so a year ago, I decided to go carnivore, and I mean, I don't want to say this was miraculous or magical or anything like that, but the issues just really started resolving themselves. I finally started sleeping better. I was finally starting to get 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. I was finally starting to see improvements in strength. My cognition was better. My mood started improving. I can't even describe the number of issues that just seemed to start going away. And it's not to say I am the picture perfect health, but even all my blood markers dramatically improved. And this is not to say that this is going to be the best diet for everyone, but I hope that for those of you out there that have struggled with different diets and different variations and different things, that you will find hopefully some of this helpful, because for someone who struggled with pretty much every plant out there, I hope this will help, because I'd even tried veganism sort of in the past, but thinking that it was going to be best for my health, best for the planet, best for all those other things that you probably heard before from your vegan or vegetarian friends. And what I found is my health declined so severely when I was doing that prior to trying carnivore that I could only last really a couple months before I had to stop, because, well, for any number of different reasons that you could probably try it for yourself. Well, I wouldn't recommend it. In fact, I would highly recommend no one ever try it, just because after learning as much as I could about food agriculture and everything, as well as the health problems that people have suffered, I find that diet to be more of a fallacy. And it's not to say that it's physically impossible to be okay on that diet, but I think that anyone who tries it needs to be aware that their health will decline and they will get worse. But I don't want to rant on that. To share the rest of my story, when I began carnivore a little less than a year ago, it took about 2 to 3 months, actually more like 2 months, before I saw all the results started coming in. But I would say almost all of my issues have kind of resolved themselves, whether it was digestion, severe insomnia, anxiety and depression, and particularly I think just general feeling of wellness has gotten much better, and I hope that the results continue, and it seems like for people who've tried this for long periods, they do, and I actually look forward to continuing this diet. So that's my story, and I hope it helps.